Yay. Awesome. Kathleen, anything you want answered for your self-love? Oh, let's unmute you for a second. Go ahead.
Okay. I had the house cleaned, Dr. Sarah.
Oh, so glad.
So you tell me, is it okay?
You're breathing better and everything around you is so much better.
Yeah, well, I had to go back to the doctor because my asthma apparently kicked up and I didn't know. So, but I did, I'm on a nebulizer, but I got rid of everything that was bears, had the house cleaned, and I just want to know if it was also safe for a puppy.
So it is, and the puppy feels like it's coming in a little while. It's not yet. It's like
No, it won't be till maybe the end of February.
Okay, beautiful. And so by then, you've got to get into a habit of exercising in your home.
That's my next question. The first question is this puppy okay and healthy?
This puppy feels okay and healthy. And it's interesting because there's I think there's 3, maybe 4 puppies that are being birthed.
There was 10. They were already born. And I wanted a boy. I don't have a choice in picking the boy. So it's the boy I'm just going to get. I don't have a choice in picking it because I wasn't on the list. Apparently there was a long waiting list for the German Shepherds.
For the German Shepherds. It feels like you're going to have a choice of 4.
Okay.
3 or 4. And yours, it's funny, intelligence-wise, it's going to be such a love. And
good.
You're going to have so much intelligence that's being communicated with potty training and that sort of stuff that's coming through. So yes.
Okay, you made a comment the other day and hit me like a brick. You said to me that I have a hard time leaving the house. Yes, I do. My husband bought me a new car because my old car was unsafe. It's not new, but it's newer than what I had.
Yes.
But why I don't understand, Dr. Sarah, why am I having a hard time with getting up and leaving the house and doing the normal? I used to be out all the time.
You have a hard time, and I think it's an interesting label. It's been about your health lately, and so every time you go out of the house, it's because you have to go meet a doctor. You have to go do something you don't want to do.
Right.
And so this energy of on purpose going somewhere you want to go, and you have to remind yourself of what you want to do. It's been a little while since you found something you wanted to do.
Yes, well, I have no friends, Dr. Sarah. They all moved away. There's not one.
And so I would love for you to look at Meetup in your neighborhood, the organization meetup.com.
Yes, I did that at one point. They dissolved, but I'll look for another one.
And it feels like a baking club or a cooking club or a cooking class that you start attending.
Baking club or cooking class? Okay.
Right. And so look in your zip code for a baking or a cooking class.
Why do I have a hard time thinking about getting into the car and driving?
Because every time you've done it for the last few years, it's about your health rather than about your joy.
Nothing about the accident I had in 1991 has nothing to do with that.
You overcame that.
Yay!
Right? You did the hypnosis. You did all the work.
I did all the work with this woman. No hypnosis, but I did all the work with this woman.
Yeah.
And
I would say guided meditations is what I call hypnosis too.
Oh, okay.
So you did the guided meditations.
Yes, I listened to your meditations.
Yeah, you've done. You're still in yourself.
I know why.
And it's good. And so now you just have to find places you want to go to. Rather than the doctor.
When you're home alone and all your friends are moved away, it's kind of hard at 60 years old to try to find new friends.
You want to know something? I don't want to encourage that belief.
Okay.
I want to encourage that it's hard to find new friends at 60.
Okay, so
So what I want to encourage is the thought that you can make friends online, you can make friends through Meetup, you can make friends, and I literally have moved from town to town, and I befriended the clerks behind the counter and invited them to come over. So I went to a coffee shop and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love hanging with you. Do you want to come over on Monday night? I'm having a small group of
Oh,
people over at my place. And then I go to CVS and I'd say the same thing to 2 or 3 people that I really like hanging out with. Monday night, come on over. Where 3 people show up out of the 15 that I invited. And we sit and we laugh. And it's a brand new town that I'm in.
okay. So
Okay.
then that's something I have to
And
work on.
it doesn't have to be your home. It could be a movie theater. It could be, hey, I'm going to go see this movie with a group of friends. Do you want to come? And you don't have to have the group of friends ahead of you already formed. You just start inviting everyone that you like having a conversation with, as long as they're not a dud. You're like, hey, this movie, will you come with me? A group of us are going, and you form the group. Here's my number. Here's the movie theater. Call me or just meet us there.
Do you see my business picking up at all?
I think this is your year for your business, love. And we'll dive into that more with the more.
Great.
Thank you so much. Hi, Dawn. I know you were the first one on today. What can we answer for you?
So I'm wondering how I can find the path to total healing with my womb, and it's kind of that whole area, my cervix, my womb, my ovaries, my digestion, like you were saying.
So, so physically, there's stuff around castor oil and Edgar Casey's work that's coming up for you. Edgar Casey was this psychic and this teacher that lived in the earliest part of the 20th century. So late 19th century, 20th century, that really knew. And I feel like you need heat all over you, heating foods, heating things that will generate. And then there is this energy of really wanting to be here, Dawn. There's been a lot of sadness and a lot of breakdown and a lot of you chose to stay. You almost didn't make it. And you chose to stay.
I almost died when my son was being born because a few psychics had told me I was going to die a young and violent death, or I was going to die in childbirth, and I believed it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. I came back.
And so
I'm kind of amazed. I don't quite believe it yet, so I keep thinking I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels relieving, because then I think, oh my gosh, it's been so exhausting, like such a fight to be here.
Yes. So you made it. You really, really made it. And so this part of noticing and expecting from yourself the same thing you expect from your son. I'm going to say this another way. There's an aspect of you that's old and ancient. And that aspect giving to the baby that you are now. And so for you to be able to really give yourself, like, you're amazing for all that you've been through. I'm sorry, somehow you got muted. Let me unmute you. There we go.
I muted myself so you can hear me writing. I think I am pretty amazing. I'm like, I'm going to change this world. It's going to happen. I'm doing big things while I'm here.
Yes, you are. It's really extraordinary. And instead of dying and coming back, you chose to keep the body, keep the wisdom, keep the teaching, to be in service. And so to really get, you're in and remaking yourself, and you're barely, the phase that you're in now is initiative versus guilt. So the stages are trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt. You got through the shame and doubt, and now you're in initiative rather than feeling guilty. So the work for you this week especially is, I'd love for you to get castor oil. I'd love for you to put castor oil on your belly. I'd love for you to take a spoonful, just a tiny little spoonful of it, like a fourth of a teaspoon. I'd love for you to put heat in those regions, and to do it before you take a bath or anything like that.
Okay.
You guys are going to hear me talk to my younger brother who is in town. I'm so sorry. He's in town. And so I'm texting him. He is, I hope you guys, I think you'll enjoy this, hearing, it's my younger brother, William, and he's in town visiting, and he just took a long nap, he said, but we're making plans to meet up. And so it's so sweet. Hey, sweetheart. Listen, I'm still teaching a class, but I can meet you in the office later on today, Lovey.
Okay, great. Around what time?
Would 3 o'clock work for you, baby?
Sure. And that's in Marina Del Rey?
It's in Marina Del Rey. I'll text you the address.
Okay, I'll see you around 3 o'clock.
Okay, thank you so much. Love you so much. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
So that call or that relationship 10 years ago would have been impossible.
Yeah. And I have a belief that 2 people, my son's father and his girlfriend, want me to die.
Yes.
It would be a lot easier for them if I wasn't here. And I feel all of that hatred. And I want to heal it. I want that. I want the miracle to happen. I know it can happen.
It can happen. And the first part is for you to really, really get that you want you.
Okay. It's the thing that I said. How am I doing that to myself?
Yes.
Thank you.
You want you. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You love so deeply. There isn't anything you won't do for love or haven't done for love.
Yep.
So, and then, I really see names.
Name?
Like, your name is Dawn. What's your middle name?
Dawn is my nickname, but I like it so much that I use it everywhere.
So guides are like, there's another significant name.
My legal name is Bobby Lynn Jiraki. I've been given a few names: Damadari, Compassionate Journey of the Heart. I received the word Amara, but I have no idea what it means. But what I was told is when I'm birthed into my final version of me, I will receive a new name. And it will be very important that I take on that name.
Right. And again, there's nothing that you told me about your names, right? The reason that I bring this up is you can trust this wisdom from source.
Yeah.
This is coming from source. This is coming from something greater than us. For me to be able to say to you, this is really important, right?
It's going to be important for me to actually step into that name and step into continuing my life. I have a choice on my palm lines to make whether I'm going to go or whether I'm going to stay.
Right. And so important for you to really embody that. Really embody that something greater than you has called you in, something greater than you has led you here, something greater than everything is working with you, for you.
Yeah. So I'm open to receiving that name
So
when I'm ready.
that's it's in the now. I'm open to receiving. You're receiving it now. You've linked up with another human that's able to really show you yourself. You're linking up with humans all over because you in the now are worthy, are trusting, are on your own, initiating.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the now, breathing that in the now, that you are guided every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
In the now. It's not someday, it's not in the future.
And nothing can make me go but me.
Nothing can make you go but you. You're a beautiful soul, is what Kathleen wrote.
Thank you, Kathleen.
And Audrey is coming up next. And I so love you. And I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Audrey, love, go ahead, share your insights and anything that comes up for you, my love.
Am I on, or do I need
You
it?
are on, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I always do that. Oh, I had so many insights from this morning. And it's so many. I wrote them down, but just for starters, I understand that I had the fear agenda, and I was so fearful that I rejected everyone. And I think those were all the squeezers. And I just rejected life because I didn't want to be around squeezers, which had I been more courageous, I probably would have been totally healed by now. And let's see. Also, I wanted to hear, I was into the government agendas and all that stuff. I would love to hear I know you said something about that, but a little more insight on that I would love. And then I'm just going through so much transformation now. There is so much positive exponential growth happening. It's just awesome. So I guess, let's see, what else was there? Love is a metaphysical gravity. That was all just awesome. And how to totally clear the subconscious mind or unconscious mind. That's my goal, as well as to be unconditionally loving. So that's my goal. Anyway, any insights you can give me on what's happening currently or whatever would be welcome. And I'm also curious about the painting behind you, because I think you may have painted that. I'd love to see the whole thing.
Oh, it's by a beautiful artist, and I have a lot of beautiful art in my home that I'm tempted to share at this moment as we're talking. This is a Kuan Yin.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't she just extraordinary? It's so it's an interesting journey because I've been on a journey of traveling and healing. I want this, and I will, as we're talking, I'm going to walk around and share the art so that and then I also want you to get the information that you came to get, which is this question of, where am I in this journey, in this process? My darling, you're waking back up to your healing vibration, right?
Oh, I'm so excited.
So excited. This is St. Francis of Assisi. And he was in a church in San Francisco, and I got him after, literally it's on loan to us from the church, from this group, after I met him on the shores of Sicily, Italy. He came to me and told me his story, and initiated me in a lot of different ways.
Oh, that's
One
beautiful.
day I will be this goal of having 5,000 members and serving at that level. More of my writing, more of the work that we're doing will come about. A lot of the art, again, it's so funny. A lot of the art was made for me. In this back hall, there is art, that carpet up there, the paintings on the wall, some of the scenarios. So much art's been made for me inside this home. This, you're able to see some of the art there. This mirror was from the King Solomon family. So it's a descendant of theirs gave this to me, gifted this to me.
Wow.
This heart was made by a man named, artist named Daniel Hall. And one day we'll just walk around and look at the art. The flower of life there, again, made for me in Egypt. Some of these pieces and art pieces, just extraordinary. And for me, I just see it as a representation of the greatest good. Us making art, right, is capturing humanity's stories. Saint Francis of Assisi, and then this beautiful piece is Kuan Yin, and we have a temple dedicated to Kuan Yin from right around the corner from our home. It's the most beautiful thing, and one of these days they've said that I can teach from there, but I haven't yet started. The monks there have invited me to come teach classes and courses, and it's okay for me to do them there and online. So it's just interesting because sometime soon we'll start doing that. I have volumes of books that have been downloaded. I feel taking care of 5,000 people in a group first is so important for our earth. And even though that the development of a place where we can build somewhere that anyone can go, and we're literally doing things in Santa Monica, in Inglewood, and locally, as well as doing things all over the world. One of our teachers, all she asks is every time you receive a healing from her, all she wants you to do is plant a tree in your town or in your, that level of being able to give the 5,000 that are learning and growing our minds and our hearts together. And so Audrey, you're a huge component of this, right?
Oh, I would love to be.
Right. You've been part of the self-growth and development world for how many years?
Oh, probably more like 50, more than 50 years.
More than 50
60 years. I would say 60 years. Oh my gosh.
We all are standing on your shoulders. We all are doing this work because you did the work in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s. We are now, you know, the white whales, the albino whales, the white buffaloes, the albino buffaloes, 1,000 years, the Native Americans of natives, not just Americans, but natives of Peru, natives of India, natives of Europe, natives of Egypt have been saying there will be a rainbow tribe.
Yes.
The eagle and the condor will fly together. These animals are going to be birthed. And that's a sign that we've done it. We've made it. But the thing is, every step of the way, the chosen, and everyone's chosen, the chosen have to activate their light bodies, their chakra systems, to make of our own free will. It's predestined, but our free will can keep us from getting to this place the way that we designed it. We're going to do it no matter what, but are we going to do it on this vortex evolution.
Yes.
Right. And so you're a pivotal part, 50, 60 years of we get to stand on your shoulders.
Well, that's
We get
very
to stand on your wisdom, right?
Oh my gosh. I just think I was a very slow learner and screwed up with free will. But anyway, I'm willing to go full barrel ahead now.
Yes. And so this part of sharing with your tribe, right? Sharing and having the courage. Is the volume turning down?
It was for a minute.
Oh,
You're
okay.
back now.
Okay. Having the courage to really, really show up as the leader that you are.
I'm just starting.
Yes, and feeling excited day to day.
Yes. Very excited.
Yes, it's so beautiful. And so, this is Kathleen says, I just found out about him. That's a lot of experience. And I see Audrey's hands with weaving something. This is from Dawn. She writes, I see Audrey's hands with tapestry weaving or something, maybe her archetype, weaving the tapestry, grandmother, deep, still earth energy.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, I did write a story about that, but it was about a weaver who wove. Anyway, whatever.
Weaver wove, right? And so Dawn is picking up on this.
Yeah.
Your energy is so bright that it's this grandmother energy is so brilliant. And our fear is in the past when our parents or someone told us that we're so bright, there was an expectation attached to that.
Yeah.
And so that it makes us frightened to just be light. Because we're like, now something's expected. Oh my gosh, what's expected?
That's right.
Right?
It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
It's terrifying to have outside expectations that you can disappoint. So this part of breath by breath, getting that you are weaving, and no one else's opinion or expectations or desires can affect you. And then breath by breath, breathing that into the 100,000 cells that are being born every second. I am chosen, right? Every breath going, God chose me. I chose me. I choose me, breath by breath. And so I'm so glad you're here. You contribute and add so much. It's such a gift, Audrey.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything else before we run to, we've got anything else that comes up?
Just quickly, I'm finally acting on what you've been telling me for months now, but I'm now coaching 2 people, and I'm going to start a writing, healing, journaling group. And I have a woman that wants me, she has a whole setup, and she wants me to do workshops on her land about the cooking. And this morning, I used to invent things as a child. I got a download of a fabulous invention, and then I also got a lecture on the microbiome. It was just fabulous. So I'm in the flow. I'm just thrilled.
The flow, and we're so grateful you're in the flow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And this invite to teach within Miracle Makers, you've already taught, but that invite, and to invite people to come be part of this group and hear your lecture already on writing a book in 30 days. And really, we are looking for leadership within this. And I see you as a huge leader within this, right?
I would be happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So to really bring that in is so beautiful, Audrey. Thank you so much. Thank you. And this part of breath by breath.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say no. I want you to say this. It's okay to say no.
Oh, I have a no pen. I
Yes.
will show it to you the next time I'm on, and you press the button and it says no in 5, 6, 7, 8 times in different ways.
In different ways. It's so beautiful.
But thank you. I'm good. I think I'm pretty good at saying no now.
Yes, beautiful. That no pen and teaching that as well. Right? So beautiful. I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear Liv, hi. I know it's late where you are, so I'm excited for us to get you on. Hi, Lovey.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good. I'm just sitting here, listening and taking in everything. I think it's so much good things happening today, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what's coming up for you? What's some of your takeaways are coming up for you in where you are?
I can just feel so much happening in my body, I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's it was on the moment I was going on, it started, when I see you and, everything happening now, it's just like it's moving inside me also,
It's so interesting because in your field is this energy of intimacy coming up and more people coming into your life. And so this is, how do you feel about that? Intimacy and more people coming in?
Yeah, I think, after New Year's Eve, I was like, I suddenly felt so lonely, even though I have people, not people around me, but not really close, and then I thought, yeah, but this is a good thing, it's a step forward. I want to have a lot of people around me, close to me now. So
beautiful. And so that
about trust, I think, I've been working on trust, really, really trusting.
really,
And also that's also part of why it's so good for me to come to these meetings every week, because it kind of drags me back into where I need to be,
yes.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So being able to share with people some of your words and some of your wants is really important. And new people are coming in. And so really for you to get clear on what you want is really important as well.
Yeah, it's what I'm also, this is something also I'm a little bit stressed actually, but I try to, go into the stillness because my head wants to lead, like it's done before. But I know I need to have my heart and everything with me this time.
With you this time. So moving forward, so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions we can answer for you? Anything specific?
Not really. I think so much is happening now. I have to see where I will land after this. Actually, I have. When you talk about this, actually, I set up two classes next week with mindfulness.
Yes. And
I have to start moving in that direction.
Yes.
It's very. I do it very easy, with mindfulness, not going deep, but for me, it's kind of a start. Because I feel like I have to start using my voice in a group,
Yeah.
And I've been fearing this for a while, but now next week I booked 2 times, for this.
That's so beautiful. So you're going to be leading this group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what I would love for you to share is a before and after story. And so that other people can feel more themselves as well. And so to think of a story of what it was like before you were mindful. And then because you took the practice of being mindful, what it helped you with. And sometimes it's hard to share the embarrassing stories. And I would really encourage, because if people can see into you and your story, they will be able to release something of their own story. And that's what's really needed around the people around you. They need someone to show them how to share stories about themselves. They don't know how yet. And then go into mindfulness together. And so if you can think of stories that it was a before mindfulness story, it doesn't even have to be your own, but people will connect with you deeply if it is your own story.
Yeah, it's a good,
Yeah.
good tip. I think I have a lot of stories. You know, I've been doing this process for a long time. But I think I've been pairing it to share it in a group, you know. I can work with clients one-to-one, it's easier.
Yeah.
But when I have the group, it's you don't have this close connection, you know. So it's a new experience for me.
It's a new.
But it was a good, I will do that, you know.
Thank you. And I'd love for you to come in, maybe teach one of the classes coming up on mindfulness. We'll have you come in and teach on one of the Tuesdays or Thursdays or Fridays or I would love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liv.
Give me a little bit time then to practice it.
Take your time to practice when it's time to really.
Yeah, but it's exciting. You know, I didn't feel exciting like this for a long time. You know, I feel like I don't know if it's where I will end up, but I know it's, you know, a step in the right direction because I can feel like the energy is coming now.
The energy is coming now. So beautiful. Thank you so much. Yay. Thank you, Liv.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Erin, hi, Lovey.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Let's see if we can bring up your picture or my picture, one of the two. Yay. What's going on?
I just remembered today was Tuesday, so I jumped on to see if I could catch everyone.
Oh, I'm so glad. Today we talked about a great deal about the love as a metaphysical force, such as gravity. We even brought in the 5 elements. And so is there anything we can answer for you? The 5 elements: fire, earth, metal being looking at yourself in a mirror, water, and wood. And this comes so strongly for you to look in the mirror, which is the metal element, especially before and after taking a shower, connecting with the water, and feeding yourself a great deal of love.
Interesting. I've had a really hard time with that. Even looking, like really looking at myself in that way. So that's interesting that comes up. Do you have anything you'd like to tell me in that regard?
In that regard, this is going to transmit healing energy to your body. So being able to look at yourself in the mirror and being able to say, I love you no matter what. I love you, baby, no matter what. And you're looking at yourself and you may not feel it in that moment, but sitting with it, and whatever emotion comes up, you sit with the emotion. This is before and after a shower or a bath.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Watching my daughter dance into the room as you were saying that.
That's so beautiful, because this is your spirit dancing, right? She is your spirit, and the reflection of that. And all of the transformation happens in the now. To feel that you have it, especially during these times, being in your body. You give so deeply to so many people jumping into your body, staying in your body, staying connected and grounded is really, really important.
Awesome.
So, yay. So glad you're here, Erin. Thank you so much. And then let's see, I think there was Lori, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, before we came on, shortly before we came on, there was a live watch party on Facebook for Pink Floyd music, and it was really, really amazing. I mean, I was finding myself on the edge of, you know, ecstasy. I mean, it just put me right back in my youth, and you know, it was just such a high for me. And you know, I like to come out here one time and just be so full of joy and love and aligned with doing what I love and loving what I do. And at the same time, I think it's okay to admit that, you know, I've been having times where I am struggling. I am struggling. And when I argue with my mom, when I get my feelings hurt, it's like I'm like my dad. It's like my dad's volatility, my dad's violence. It's like I have that same temperament. When I don't get what I think I deserve, or when I plug into that initial imprint, the original pattern of what it feels like emotional abandonment, I go to war. I go to war. And I mean, I just kept picking up the phone and leaving these messages for my mom that were incredibly, you know, abusive, unnecessary, telling her anything and everything that I wanted her to know, to put the knife in and turn it, you know, including, you know, that she'll be gone in 6 months if it's not for my energy around there, you know what I mean? And she's almost 90 years old in March. And it's like, I just got a call. I found it interesting. While we've been together here, I just got a call from my brother that I didn't take, my older brother that I just mentioned. Now, he said he's never going to talk to me again. And you know, we were all stressed out when my dad was dying. And some little imperfection, some little glitch. So, of course, when I saw his number, I'm like, maybe something happened to my mom. I'm very, very relieved he did not leave a message, because that's probably a pretty good indication that whatever it is he wants to talk to me about isn't related to my mom dying or leaving the world right now. And it's like, you know, it's like I blame my mom because I feel she doesn't know how to love me, when I know that you're absolutely right. It has nothing to do with my mother. It's me rejecting me. And I think there's a part of me that just doesn't know. I'm not quite convinced I'm ever going to win this war, because I've been fighting it for a long time, and I keep making the same choices to be destructive and self-punishing and letting guilt and shame and this pattern, this addiction and the rage. And you know, I had this, like, I've been told I needed to see an epidentist about a year ago because I have some kind of infection in my mouth, and usually it's no big deal at all. My insurance doesn't cover it, so I've not done anything about it. But, you know, in the last 10 days, my whole mouth was, upper right gum was seriously sore. And I found it very, very interesting that after expressing this rage, it's like the soreness is totally gone, totally gone. And it's like, I do feel that I get confused, because I do feel the rage is there. I feel everybody has a nuclear reactor inside them. Every single human being has a wall. Everybody has a nuclear warhead that exists in their unconscious mind. And I have a lot of guilt and shame about mine, but I do think I need to own it. I need to own it, but I have to stop projecting it onto my mom, because it's not serving me and it's not serving her. And there's probably not a whole lot of time left before she leaves this world, and I love her very, very, very much.
So, Lori, I want you to write these words down, if you can, right now. Mom, I was hurt. I'm so sorry I left some hurtful words. If you can delete any of those messages, just delete them. I don't mean any of it. Mom, I'm so sorry I was hurt. And Lori, this is the thing, is to really write down for yourself everywhere in the house, everywhere on every mirror in the car, to write down you're forgiven before you do anything. You're forgiven. God forgives you. Everyone here, every person really understands that was the DNA from your dad, the DNA from his granddad, a very tiny aspect of you in every cell. And you're right, every cell, every atom can be split apart and make a nuclear bomb. We have enough energy in us to light up most cities, our one human body. But that doesn't help you. The only thing that helps you is to really say over and over again, God chooses me. I choose me. And I'm forgiven. God forgives me.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Do you think my mom is okay? I mean, I'm assuming my brother probably called to lecture me. Maybe my mom mentioned to him that I, went off.
Yeah, and for you to write down and for you to share. Go ahead and share with your brother. I'm sorry. That was just the hurt part of me speaking. I'm sorry. I wish there was another thing that came forward this time, but that's what came forward. Can you guys, I am sorry. I don't know if that hurt part's going to come out, but I really love Mom. And I got hurt and I was acting badly. I was acting out.
Because one of the things I did say is, I threw up that I don't think his girlfriend should be making appointments for my mother's medical appointments when I've been doing it for 3 years. So maybe my mom told him that and he wanted to give me a piece of his mind. I don't know, but he's having surgery at the end of January, so it could very well mean that I'm back on the scene with my mother's needs. I don't know, but I hope she's okay.
The thing is, you wanted freedom. You wanted freedom. You wanted more time. You wanted less time to be concerned about your mom and your dad's health. Can you receive what you want?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was really happy with being on board during that time that my dad was here before he left. I'm telling you, I was very happy to be supportive and be there during that time frame. I never resented it. I felt like it was an honor, and I was very, very happy that I did have that gift of that time with my mother and my father.
And so I want you to also say that to your brother and to your mother. So breathe this in. But I really want, and for all of us, to breathe. These are the words of Pink Floyd. And I had the honor of traveling with the same people that Pink Floyd traveled with. Wow. To Egypt, and I've had quite a lot of it's an amazing stories and amazing understanding that they have but they long you live, and high you'll fly, and smiles you'll give, and tears you'll cry, and all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Long you live. You're never gonna die, Lori. You will get a different vehicle, this body. Everything you want to get done, from the littlest want to the biggest want, long you live. There's never an end to Lori. She gets a new vessel, a new name, maybe a new planet, a new form. But the energy that you are goes on and on. High you'll fly.
Okay, well, you don't see me leaving anytime soon, do you?
Leaving anytime soon.
Okay.
Smiles you'll give, tears you'll cry, and all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be.
Yep, I could hear it.
Right?
Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna just trust that things will get better,
And so this is how I want you to trust it. I want you to light a candle. I want you to light a candle, and I want you to really create a text or a voicemail that says, I'm so sorry, I was hurt. And hurt people, and I really love you, Mom. I really want to have a relationship with you, brother.
Okay.
The reason it matters to you whether you choose you is, or your mom chooses you, is because you haven't chosen you. The only reason it matters who your mom is choosing. And so I love you, and I think that might have been you getting the next phone call in.
Well, I'll let you go, but thank you very much, and thank everybody here. It's always good to be here with everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. And
Lori, love you. And so in that mirror, in the work, choose yourself in the mirror as well. Really staying consistent with, I choose me. I choose me. My mom, at some level, chose me. She's going to go with me to the Kali, to this thing in March that you guys are doing.
well, regarding that, it's like every time I pull him in to start moving in that direction, I've just been like lethargic, and I've been thinking maybe the national is too soon for me to, move in that direction. I'm thinking maybe it's not the right timing.
But going with your mom to see it, whether you're part of it or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Going with your mom to see it, whether he's part of it or not.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. This wraps up our masterclass, and I love that the words of Pink Floyd are what we're, long you live, and high you'll fly, and smiles you'll give, and tears you'll cry, and all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. That's Pink Floyd's. And so the other thing that I love is, so you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? And this is this part of, let everything either inform you or affect you. If it informs you, you've got love that you can give into it. If it affects you, then there is some fear or some inauthentic information there, whether the information came from society, whether it came from somewhere else, it's now with you, wherever it came from, and it's up to you to change it. So I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so, so much for being here. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye for now.